Okay, no, I haven't went back to the dentist yet. I don't know why, honestly. I don't know why. I guess I just really dread the drive across town, and the dentist, after like 12 doesn't take any kind of normal appointments, because after 12 he does all of his extractions, and so I have to fight the madness getting there. I mean, traffic here is just so horrible. So anyways, that's not what this video is about, but I know people are wanting to know an update on that, but truth is I just haven't went back yet. So hopefully next week, because this week I am slammed. Um, yeah. One thing that I've been getting a lot of messages about lately is regarding eating with your dentures. Wow, that's really bright. Um, I've been getting a ton of messages from people who are either having difficulties eating with their dentures, or are worried about whether or not they will have difficulties eating with their dentures once they get them. And I know I've mentioned it in videos before. I've posted videos of me eating various things and stuff like that. But I just want to offer like a different perspective on the eating situation. And talking as well. Talking also, eating and talking, basically functioning with your dentures, like not being worried about if you can smile or not, because of course anybody can really smile and talk, whatever, but like your teeth serve a purpose besides aesthetics. I mean, um, you have to be able to eat with them, and you have to be able to talk properly. So here is that perspective. When you buy a new phone, like, usually people sign like, 2-year contracts, and that at the end of their contract they can get a new phone upgrade. And so if you're going around for 2 years with a phone, naturally you are getting used to that phone. You're getting used to the position of all the buttons and everything, to where you can pretty much work it without even really looking at it. So once you make the switch and get a new phone, naturally you're kind of thrown off because you were used to your old phone. And so it takes a little bit for you to memorize the position of the buttons and all of the different capabilities and functionalities of the phone. But eventually you get used to it. You don't just say, oh, well, I'm going to keep my old phone forever because I'll never get used to the new phone. Like, and it's like that with a lot of things, like especially electronics. My God, especially me with electronics. I'm awful. But it takes a while for you to get used to things. But a lot of people, they are so ready to throw in the towel at the first sign of, failure. And that's what they think of it as. They think of it as failure. They think, okay, well, I'm getting my new teeth and I should be able to eat. And, a month goes by. A month should be plenty of time. But you have to think, you've went your entire life up until this point with your natural teeth. It is a totally different ballgame. I mean, you can get to where it is the new norm for you, but in all reality, dentures are not teeth. They are not. It is just like putting any other, foreign object in your mouth. It's a big hunk of plastic in your mouth. And you have to give it time. You have to give yourself time to adapt to it. And don't be so quick to say you can't do something, because with enough practice, you can pretty much do just about anything. I mean, a baby, like my son, he just learned how to walk. My littlest one, Ezra, he's 10 months, and he's like walking all over the place now. And the first few times he started out like cruising the furniture, and then he'd occasionally let go and he'd fall, but he'd get right back up and he'd try it again and again and again, until finally he started taking steps, falling, getting back up. And it's just this process he went through. He didn't sit there and think in his mind, yeah, that's not gonna work. Fail. Babies don't do that. They don't even think twice about it. Like, you fail at something the first time, and then you use that as like a way to say, well, that isn't going to work. Or, maybe it is going to work, but maybe I just need to keep practicing. Like you relearn how to function with dentures as opposed to your normal teeth. I remember when I first took a bite into something kind of solid. And I can't even remember what it is. I can't remember what it was that I like first attempted to eat besides mush. But it was so awkward for me because like I'm expecting just to feel the pressure on the one side that I chewed down with, but like you could feel the whole thing clamping down, and it was just like a new feeling. It was really weird. It was a new sensation. And I was awful eating at first. Like they would shift around and I'd get food up under them, and it was really frustrating and stuff like that. But like what I thought was like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna like sit here and bitch about this? Like I have to eat and I have to talk. Like that's a given. Like I'm not just gonna accept that, oh well, you're never gonna eat again, or you're gonna have to grind your food up into baby food. And I wasn't ready to accept that, honestly. Like I had spent the last several years when my teeth had gotten to the worst possible state they could be at. I spent those years not being able to enjoy the foods that I loved. I would be damned if I went the rest of my life like that. So like I was like really determined to make it work for me. And that's exactly what I did. But you're not going to get it right the first time. You're not going to get it right the second time. It's going to take time and it's going to take practice. And I think that it's different for everybody. So I can briefly share with you my technique on eating, but I think that it all depends on the way your dentures set in your mouth and the shape of your mouth. And, there's just all kinds of different factors that come into play, when you're determining which way is going to work best for you. But for me, I learned how to take my tongue and kind of hold it down a little bit when I eat. Like, and I don't look like this when I eat. Like, I look completely normal when I eat. But it's just, you maneuver. Like, you maneuver your mouth around in a different way than you used to. And it doesn't look odd. Nobody knows or anything like that. And eventually, you don't even think about it. That's just the way you eat. As far as talking goes, if you look at my first videos, I had problems saying things like keep, keep. It still feels kind of weird to me. Keep, 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 keep. Anyways, stuff like that. And there was other things I had problems saying. But like I, again, had it in my mind, I'm not going to talk funny. I am me. I am used to my voice, and I'm not about to like have a new voice here. I'm not going to start pronouncing things differently. So I just, in the beginning, I slowed it down. I talked kind of like this. Like I pronounced my words, slower. I thought before I said something. If I knew it was something that I had difficulties saying, I would just really focus and say it the best I could. That's how I talked for the first, week or so. And if there was words that I was having problems with, I would repeat them over and over and over again until I got it right. Also, when you check your email, or like you don't have to sit down with a magazine and read a magazine out loud at the end of the night. There's times that you do read throughout the day, reading the labels on your food, reading your emails, reading newspaper or news reports online, things like that. So in the beginning, my suggestion would be anytime there's a chance for you to read something, read it out loud. And you'll start to kind of get an idea of which words and which, sounds are harder for you to make, like things that are harder for you to pronounce. And those would be the things that you would want to repeat. And you're going to find a new way to say them. it's going to sound the same, but you're going to find a different way to produce the same sound. Because like my sister got a crown on the bottom, like on one of her molars. She had a crown. Like, she's got awesome teeth, like perfectly healthy teeth, but she did have to get a filling, and she got a crown. And even just that crown, she said, was enough to throw off her speech, because your tongue just gets used to the position of your teeth, because you use your teeth to talk and to pronounce words properly. Like, it's too late. I need to go to bed. But anyways, yeah, like everything in your mouth is set up precisely, and you got used to that way, and that's how you talk. So any kind of shift in anything is going to throw you off for a little bit, and at that point, it is a mental game. I'm not saying that there aren't real issues. Yes, there are dentures that are made improperly. Yes, there are people that probably will have an extremely hard time with dentures. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's just like that. But don't discount the mental aspect, because a lot of the problems that we face in life is like completely mental. Like, you would be surprised if you really admitted it to yourself. Like, it just is. And you have to be determined that you are not going to let that hold you back. Like, you're going to lead a normal life, you're going to function properly, and everything's going to be kosher. So that's all it is. It's about relearning how to say things, how to position your tongue and move your mouth and eat and blah, blah, blah. And with patience and time and practice, you will get there. You will get there if you have it in your head. But if you are one of the ones that says that, I'm just never going to be able to do this, and you don't even try, well, then there you go. There's your answer. Of course, you're not going to be able to do it, because it's not going to, happen on its own. Like, kids don't get on a bike and just take off unless they're like some kind of prodigy child. Like, they're taught just like the rest of us. Everybody is taught, and everybody learns, and through trial and error, you fall down, you get back up, and you do it again. And with teeth, it's no different. It is absolutely no different. So I hope that offers some kind of insight for you guys. Just keep working at it, keep practicing. I faced those issues too. I had a lot of issues, and I think that's going to be my next video, is the real issues that I faced that other people would probably consider problems. For me, it was just like a challenge. It wasn't a problem. It was just challenging. But hey, if people didn't go beyond what they think they are capable of doing, where would we even be in life? If you only did what you assume you're capable of doing, then that's where you're going to stay. You're never going to make any kind of progress. You've always got to challenge yourself to do things that you think are impossible. So that's that for tonight, and I've got to get to sleep because I'm signing my daughter up for dance classes tomorrow. She's going to be a ballerina. So anyways, everyone take care.